What is this antique china serving dish? Around 3 inches tall, off-white, and with a removable lid. There's a handle on the back and a pour spout that appears to feed 2 basins. I don't see any writing on it. It was found in a box of antiques my family has in the basement. Pouring liquid out of the notch just sort of splashes it into the basins below, but those spill out completely when tipped this way. Likely from the early 20th century. What is this thing? It's a mustard pot, circa the 1930s, and possibly from Germany. And the little bowls are for salt and pepper. Mustard pots first became widely used in the mid-18th century, when the wet form of mustard was more familiar to us today. With the growing popularity of wet mustard, came the demand for a suitable receptacle from which to serve it, hence the mustard pot. What is this tool from the antique market with a hammer on one side and a cross indent on the other side of the hammerhead? The other side of the head was a regular flat face. I believe it's high carbon steel. It seemed to be at least 40 years old, probably older. No markings on the handle. What is it? It was originally used to sharpen rock drilling bits. Simply heat the tip of the bit and drive this over the end, forming new points on the bit. What are these 2 pieces of brass that seem very old? The inside part of the top has some kind of claw going on and a hook dangling from a loop. Found it in the attic of my old house. I'm guessing some kind of grinder or incense burner, or both maybe. It's about 3 inches tall, with a floral or plant design etched into it and painted red and green. What is it? It's a 19th century Indian claw bell or elephant bell. These were reputedly used on elephants either as a warning to pedestrians in crowded streets or to assist in finding domesticated elephants when out grazing. What is this thing I found in an old barn in Ohio? It's wooden, about 4 feet long, and stands 2 to 3 feet tall. There are drawers on both sides. There's a weird curved piece on top. There is a section cut out near the curved piece. One of the drawers provides access to this area. Any ideas? It's a piece of furniture inspired by an old wooden jointer plane. It doesn't have a function beyond storage. This style was popular along with reproduction cobbler benches as coffee tables. What is this old item that has a solid wood case with glass sides, toggle switches with jewel lights, and filled with Atwater Kent radio components? I checked the entire Atwater Kent collector's site, and this isn't something they produce that I can find. It's 24 inches wide by 20 inches tall, and about 8 inches deep. I have heard some guesses of it being an intercom, or an apartment telephone radio, among other things, but haven't figured it out yet. What is this thing? It appears to be a custom-made radio cabinet, an early form of home entertainment setup that was capable of pushing audio to every room in the house. The owner could flip the toggle switches to control what rooms the music was playing in. This would have been a major status symbol in a house at the time, since it's probably mid-century or 1920s. The modern equivalent would be 60-inch 4K TVs in every room. What is this old wooden handheld item with multiple metal prongs that aren't very sharp? I found this in a box of heirlooms and was told that it was 4 generations old. This side of my family is from the southern United States. I looked up through Google with the assumption that it was maybe for textiles or cotton. The prongs are pretty stuck in there, and the item is not very heavy. What is this thing? It's a mid-century meat tenderizer, possibly made in Japan. My grandmother had one pretty similar. What are these small tools in a wooden box? Likely 60 years old. One side of the head of each tool is spring-loaded and pushes in, and the base of the handle screws off to reveal a small inner rod. Any ideas? Those are telescoping gauges, used to measure the size of a hole. The thumb screw is tightened, holding the measurement in place so that it can be measured by a micrometer after being pulled through a hole. I've been a machinist for 10 years and use them almost daily. What is this antique brass object on a chain that opens in the middle? It's about a foot tall, and I think the chain is for hanging it somewhere. It has a decent amount of patina, so I think it's pretty old. I bought it in a thrift store in Toulouse, France. It cost me €5 and does not have any writing on it. Any ideas? It's a whale oil lamp named Florentine, made during the middle of the 19th century. Whale oil lamps were in use from the 1780s to around the 1860s. It was extremely popular because it burned cleanly, brightly, and lasted longer than candles or other oil. What is this metal object? I got it from an antiquity sale. And it had a twin, but not all symbols were the same. The seller was saying those are hieroglyphs, but I doubt it. It was in the Asian section, along with many tiny Buddha statues or pendants. Those symbols look like shamanistic signs used in some Korean shamanistic rituals or on shamanistic amulets. But I might be completely wrong. The backside has nothing on, and the object is heavier for its small size. Google reverse image search doesn't know this. What is this thing? It's a Chinese spade money, an old Chinese coin from the Qin dynasty. Whether it's a replica or not is hard to tell from the image, but they are very commonly faked and are sometimes used for feng shui. What is this thing I found in an unfinished basement of an old home? Looks like a coin, but it's hollow and opens up. I found it when I was a kid and always wondered what it actually was. I used to keep other coins in it and use them to pass little notes back and forth with friends. I kept it all these years, and I'm happy to finally know what it really is. It's an 1870s coin lighter, but now it's missing some parts. It is housed in a detailed, accurate copy of 19th century French 20 centime coin honoring Napoleon III, with the actual coin designer's name bar for Jean-Auguste Barre, a French sculptor and medalist. What is this pull-out drawer with a hole in a very old antique furniture? The hole is about 4 inches in diameter. The furniture is about 2 feet high. Any idea what it could be used for? It's an ashtray holder. I had a similar piece of furniture that belonged to my great-aunt. I had the ashtray too, but used it for pins and such, because smoking while spraying hairspray and other aerosol beauty products was no big deal in the 1950s. What is this? Some type of pottery with a plug in the center. I found it in a storage unit amongst china and other antiques. The only marking seems to be this 3 with 2 dots at the top. I already asked all my colleagues, but they don't know what it is either. What could this be? Please let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching. Let's make life fun.